Welcome back, welcome back. It's been nearly 35 years since the military coup led by Augusto Pinochet ousted the Chilean president Salvador Allende. It was the start of a 17-year rule by General Pinochet, a period of Chilean history that saw the death or disappearance of at least 3,000 people. In December 2006, Pinochet died without ever having been tried. But hope still exists for his victims and their families, because earlier this month a Chilean judge decided to reopen an investigation into the death of folk singer Victor Jara. Victor had his hands broken and burnt before being shot and killed in the National Stadium in Santiago. His murder has become an international symbol in the fight against human rights abuses. I'll be joined in a moment from Santiago in Chile by Victor Jara's widow, Joan. But first, let's see a clip of Victor in action.
El derecho de vivir, poeta Ho Chi Minh, que golpea de Vietnam a toda la humanidad, ningún...
And Joan, we were listening to that just there, presumably brings back those very special memories and the anger you probably still feel about what happened whenever you hear his voice, yes?
I don't think it's anger that I feel. It's very strong memories, good memories, and that's what I have tried to live with during these almost 35 years since he was assassinated. But of course Victor did become, and has been for many years, a symbol of the victims of the violations of human rights, the deaths, the disappearances, as you say. And so it's with mixed feelings that I listen to Victor's voice, because he represents many things in Chile.
What sort of things does he represent?
Well, he's a sort of example for young artists, you know, who are committed to, you know, talk about reality and what, you know, and to sort of strive for a better society. He is a very strong example of that, because that is, I mean, Victor's work, his songs, if you know the text of his songs, that's what he was all about. As well as he was an instinctive musician, also a theatre director, I mean, but he has become very firmly rooted in the sort of history of Chilean popular culture, no? Whether it be music or theatre or, you know.
And the investigation, I gather, was reopened because of about 40 new pieces of evidence that you were able, all of you were able to uncover. What sort of thing did that mean? 40 pieces, it's a lot.
For the first few years, there was a great deal of fear about talking, you know? But now people are willing to talk about their experiences and what they saw and who they saw, the different officers, the military officers, soldiers, and some of the conscripts of that time have come forward wanting to give their testimony. And it's a different atmosphere now.
Yes, quite. But I mean, there has been, according to the reports, that one person has been found guilty of Victor's murder. How many people do you think were guilty?
Well, the person who has been found guilty was the officer who was in charge of the stadium, so he's really responsible for everything that went on there, the horrors that happened in that stadium. But there is one particular officer that recognized Victor for who he was, and who sort of said, "Save him for me," took him away from the rest. And it is this particular officer that we wish to identify, yeah. That is the crux of what we are trying to do now. And I must say, I have to say that it's not for the wish for revenge. It's not because of a sort of being filled with hatred or anger, really. As my own daughter said very recently, this isn't for the past, it's for the future. It's for the young people who today who have to see that justice can be done and that the truth can be found. It's very important for people in Chile, for the Chilean society, because this sort of wound which so many families have suffered, this goes passing from generation to generation. And that's really the important thing today, and that's why we persist, yeah, in this, well, some people would call it an obsession for justice and truth, yeah.
But I mean, in fact, your daughter put it very well, that this campaign is for the future of Chile and not about just the past of Chile. And thank you for drawing that line for us there, and we wish you well in the struggles for truth ahead. And after the news headlines, I'll be joined by Brazilian jazz legend Sergio Mendes. So don't go away.